Boom, 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 ba-da-da-dum, dum, 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 da-dum,
It's
da-da-da-dum,
educational
dum, dum,
fun
dum,
times with
da-da-da-dum,
Mitch
dum, dum,
and
dum,
Ben.
dum, da-dum, da-da-da-dum.
That's a good one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Educational Fun Times with Mitch and Ben, episode number 5. It's our 5th episode.
5 comes after 4.
It does. Today on our video podcast, we would like to talk about 3 ways of keeping students engaged. 3 ways of keeping students engaged in the classroom.
A tough task,
Very tough task.
but we're going to give you some pretty good advice. Well, we think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, Ben, why don't you start off? Let's hear what you have to say first.
All right. Well, I use this tactic in my internship. A lot of hands-on tasks. I've found that worked really good with my class. I'm a math guy, teaching math classes, so one of my tasks was trying to find out how many golf balls fit into, could be a coffee mug, could be, a bucket, whatever. So we did that. The kids got to measure the golf balls, they got to measure everything, and do their calculations, try to figure out how many golf balls would fit. There was an error in this because we calculated how many melted golf balls would fit in. So we found that like 50 golf balls would fit in this cup, which is a total lie. Live and learn. Another thing we did was calculate the angle of elevation of stairs. So we went out just with rulers and we were able to calculate it using sine, cos, tan, that kind of thing.
I actually did something similar with my students. We used clinometers.
Yeah, but we would have done it better, so don't even.
Agree to disagree.
And then the last thing we did was measure an angle of elevation of a loading ramp at our school. Got the kids out there with a big 2x4 and a string, basically, and we measured the 2x4, found the angle of elevation.
Those sound pretty hands-on.
They were extremely hands-on. Kids loved them. For the ones that missed, it was tough to try to get them to learn, but we had to have them stay after school and actually do the task. So they end up learning anyway. But
That's good.
Yeah. Do you got something to add?
I do. Well, not to add, but moving on from there.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, so we have the first one is hands-on activities to keep some students engaged. Second one we have for you is creativity. Creativity is key for keeping students engaged. Boredom is the number one thing you'll hear students say about a subject. Oh, I don't want to learn, it's boring.
Especially in math.
Yes, exactly. They get disengaged or uninterested when they think a subject is boring. So as teachers or as educators, we need to try and do our best to make sure that we are making our lessons interesting for them. And a great way of doing this is adding creativity. So for example, one thing that I did is I noticed in my internship that my students were disengaged from the bell work that we were doing in the morning, and they didn't want to do it. They were just uninvolved in it, and I was trying to figure out a way to do this. And I was in a Catholic high school, and it happened to be Advent. And you know what, Ben? I didn't get an Advent calendar from my parents this year.
I don't even know what an advent calendar is.
Well, Advent calendar, it has all the days leading up to Christmas.
Okay.
And for each day, you can open it up, and there's a candy inside, a little chocolate that you can eat.
I feel like I should go get one.
Well, you have to wait till next year.
I'm gonna get one now.
Anyways, so I didn't get one, and I thought, well, maybe my students haven't gotten any yet. Maybe they didn't get Advent calendars. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make an Advent calendar for my class. So I got an old TV box, cut some holes in it, covered it with wrapping paper, numbered it for the spots for each day, and put little prizes in there that were geared towards the theme of each week of Advent.
That is so creative.
Thank you. And you know what? The engagement for bell work after I did that was at an all-time high. Like, I don't know, I didn't think it was going to be this big of a hit with a grade 10 class of students, but they loved it. They were fighting over who was going to be. It was crazy.
Nice.
But they were involved. So adding just some creativity to what you do can make a huge difference in the engagement of your students. So far we've had hands-on activities, creativity, And our third and final one for you today is positive attitudes. Positive attitudes. Ben, why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
Okay. If you're not coming in with a positive attitude in your math class, it's just going to rub off on your students. You got to come in gung ho, ready to teach, eager to teach, even ready to learn. As first year student or first year teachers, we're going to be learning most of this stuff for the first time because we haven't done it for 4 or 5 years. But we have to be enthusiastic about what we're teaching, and that will rub off on the students, and they'll realize that, hey, maybe this can be fun.
Exactly. And going off of what Ben said there, you can like something so much. So for us, we love math. We love teaching math. It's a pretty big passion of ours. But you can't make somebody like something. You can't be like, hey, sit down, you like this, like it now. You can't do that. You just can't. But you can show your students how enthusiastic you are about a subject, and how much you love a subject, and hope that it rubs off on them, that they see something like Ben said and be like, oh, you know what, this actually maybe isn't that bad.
That's right. And show them the possibility that somebody can be this enthusiastic and happy to be involved in math.
I have a good example of this. My first year at university, I had a professor who was teaching Lord of the Rings English.
How do you do that?
He taught it.
Oh,
yeah.
Straight up Lord of the Rings.
Straight up Lord of the Rings, teaching Lord of the Rings. And he was so enthusiastic about Lord of the Rings, and he was so into it that every day he was so excited that he actually got us amped up for the class. And I was engaged in that class. And I can find that some English classes can be a little bit dry, but he took this and then just blew it out of the water.
Well, I would call English even drier than math. So,
again, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
English is fun. So is math.
Math is fun.
But yes, positive attitudes will go a long way in keeping your students engaged. If you have the idea that a subject is stupid or that you don't like a subject and you show that attitude to your students, they're going to feel the same way.
Yeah. Kids see that right away. If they say you're down about a certain subject, they're going to realize, okay, this guy's not invested in this. Let's just, let's give the effort that he's giving.
Exactly.
It will be nothing.
Exactly. Well, just in summary, so the 3 things you can do to help keep students engaged: hands-on activities, add some creativity to your lessons, and positive attitudes. That's all we have here today, unless you have something else to add, Ben?
No, I don't.
Good.
Nothing.
Good.
This is some delicious coffee, though. Try some.
See? It's great. Anyways, that's it from us here at Educational Fun Times with Mitch and Ben. Talk to you guys soon.
We will see you next week. Bye.